Welcome back to PL Pancake. Today, we are predicting where every Premier League team is going to finish this coming season. I'll tell you what, I have not thought about this at all. I just thought about doing this, and now I'm doing it. So there's going to be a lot of talking it out in real time. If you do enjoy this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. For every person who does so, Pancake does get an extra treat, a pet, or a pat. And stay tuned for the end of the video, and when we will cut to Pancake, see what she's up to. I don't know where she is right now, so as soon as I'm done recording this, I'm going to go find her and see what she's up to. I bet she's laying around doing nothing, but let's get into this. Relegation at the bottom. So I think Leicester are the most obvious bottom three candidate. I don't think they're going to finish 20th. That almost just feels too obvious to me, but their roster is really weak. Their attack is just completely lacking. So I do think the way that the teams are looking right now, you know, unless a bunch of stuff changes transfer-wise, that they will be going down. Although I do rate Steve Cooper as a manager. I think he's very pragmatic. We'll have to see how defensive Leicester play, but it's not looking good right now. Their roster's not looking good. Southampton are definitely another relegation candidate. I kind of think they will survive. The reason being is there's a bit of a red flag with Southampton and with their style of play. You know, the same thing that happened to Burnley last year could happen to them, where they're going to try to play out the back. They play a lot of really short passing, and, you know, they're just going to get pressed to death and eaten up. But in the championship playoff final, they played a lot more defensively. They were much more pragmatic. If Russell Martin's fine doing that play style a little bit more in the Prem, then I think they actually have a pretty good chance of survival. My hot take is that I think Fulham are going to go down. They just really haven't added enough to their team. They just haven't added enough to their roster. I think they're very well coached. They're a team that has a set style of play that they stick to, but I think they've just lost too many pieces, and, you know, three teams have got to go down. I think they are on the chopping block for this season. I don't want to say Ipswich are going to go down, but this is just, you know, it's a big step up to the Prem. It's a similar situation to Luton last year, where it's cool that they're here. I think they're going to give it a good go, but I don't think they're quite going to survive. I think Wolves are going to struggle this season. I haven't really liked the transfer business they've done. I do really like blanking on their coach's name right now. I'll remember it later when it's not important, but I do think they're an extremely well-coached team. And, you know, this isn't the worst thing ever, but I don't think they're gonna pull up any trees this year. I think Everton are probably gonna finish lower mid-table again as well. Probably Nottingham Forest as well. I'm gonna put down in the lower mid-table bracket. What else? Brentford. I think Brentford are going to be all right this year. Probably similar to how they were this last season. So I'll stick them in higher mid-table. Who else? Obviously Luton, Sheffield, and who's the other team? And Burnley are you know, relegated. They're just ignore them down there. Let's run up to the top of the table to put a few of these teams into spots. I think Liverpool are going to have a pretty good season. They're gonna qualify for either the Europa League or the Champions League. I'm gonna stick them in a Champions League spot right now. I'm also gonna stick Arsenal up there for now, and I'm gonna stick Manchester City there for now. I'm not gonna declare who I think is gonna win the title quite yet. United, I think, are probably going to struggle again. Europa League, I guess, spot. I'll put Newcastle there as well. West Ham, I think, are probably going to be a mid-table team again. Same goes for Crystal Palace. Bournemouth, that's probably going to be their fate as well. I'll stick Spurs in the Europa Conference League spot. I do really like Tottenham. I really like Ange Postecoglou, but I don't think that their roster's not quite where it needs to be, I think, to knock in one of these Champions League spots. And I'm not sure if I think the coaching is quite pragmatic enough. I mean, last year, for example, it was really obvious that they had a serious issue defending set pieces, and it just seemed like there was a weird reluctance to work on that. I don't really understand that at all. I think it's weird, and I think they're not quite ready, and that's not the worst thing ever. That's okay. Chelsea, I think, are really going to struggle for a while this season. They have not looked good in preseason. I think the change in style of play is just going to be a big shift for them. I'm not sure where I want to stick them, though. I'll probably put them in Europa League, and I'm going to bump Newcastle up to Champions League. I think Newcastle are going to have a really solid year. A bounce back season from last year. Who do we still got? We got Brighton, probably another mid-table season for them. And then Villa. Where do we want to stick Villa? So I think we can talk the title race real fast. City or Arsenal, I think, are the two clear favorites to win the title. I'm gonna say probably City are gonna win it again, but I think Arsenal are gonna give them a good run. You know what? I don't know. That's boring. I'll say Arsenal win it this year. We'll put City down there, and it means I gotta bump somebody up to. Actually, no, that's fine. I think I'll bump Chelsea down. And I'll bump Villa up to higher mid-table. So I think this is where I'm going to leave it for now. So I'm going to say Arsenal win it right now because Manchester City winning all the time is getting boring. I think, why not? Arsenal finally get it done. Champions League spots, we've got Liverpool, Newcastle, and then, of course, Manchester City. I think Newcastle are going to surprise a lot of people this season. Europa League, I've got United and Tottenham. Europa Conference League, I've got Chelsea in the higher mid-table spots. We got Brentford, West Ham, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Brighton, and Aston Villa, who I think are going to struggle with the Champions League schedule a lot at the beginning of the year. I would expect them to struggle off the bat in the Prem quite a bit, and then they'll probably rebound some towards the end of the season. Lower mid-table, I got Southampton, Wolves, Everton, and Nottingham Forest. In the relegation spots, I'm saying Leicester, Fulham, and Ipswich will be going down. So that is my impromptu Premier League table predictions, and that's going to do it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. For every person who does so, Pancake does get an extra treat, a pet, or a pat. And let's go ahead. Let's go see what Pancake's up to right now. Wow, look who just came down and laid down. What are you up to, Pancake? What are you up to? Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.